think it's time to really play with glass and to show you how I make an end of the day bead when I really want to be silly. So I heat up my clear rod, pick up a piece of glass, get it into the flame, I mean, let's just see what kind of an end of the day bead we can get here. I'll just get the first piece of glass nice and soft so that I can pick things up with it. Pick up other pieces. There. So these are all bits and pieces in here. Who knows what's going to happen? Pick up a piece of white. Even got a little dust in it that burns off. Let's just play. All right. Mash that in. Pick up a piece of clear. You might get some little explosions here, but you know that's part of the fun. There we are. Ooh. Come on, melt in. Yes. Right. Now this is really using scrap glass. You know, you just got your bits and pieces kicking around in here. I'm just going to pick them up. Let's pick up a big old stripe piece if we can. No, not yet. Wow. Just get it hot enough to pick it up. There we go. Let's see what we can do with this. It's madness. It's a real fun way to, really a fun thing to do at the end of the day. Just see, learn to play. And I'll bet you at the end of it we'll have a wonderful, magical, moody bead. Watch out for those places where it could fold some air in. Messy, messy, messy. That's what we're doing here. Getting messy. I'm even going to put the flame up a little. Good. Let's go for some more. This is truly the end of the day game here. A little bit of red from over there. Yes. Right. So now we're getting ready to put this wad on a mandrel and take it from there. Let's see. Yes. See all those lovely pieces of stringer and latticino waiting off to the side for me to commit them to this little project. Pre-warm your mandrel. Take your... Now, actually, you could put this bunch of different colors into a bead and put a very demure and special designer over it, and you probably wouldn't even notice that it had all these colors. So in other words, you can use up bits and pieces this way too. And then put a fine design over the top. Many of my beads, when scrutinized at the holes at each end, you'll find that they are actually made out of scrap glass, like, you know, bits and pieces like this. I'll just take a little bit more off the end of here if I can. Don't want to get to the clear though. See, it's messy, it's yucky, it's fun. Catch that clear glass. There we are. All right. Just going to give it a little heat. A little extra heat here. And the hole at the far end is nice and even too, actually. All the Latticino colours and all the things we put in here, the design on them has disappeared, and it's just become a striped thing because of the way it was applied. So it's when we start applying the surface, the Latticino to the surface, you're going to get the end of the day effect, which is sort of divine chaos. So we've got this lovely striped bead. Well, you know, we did this with the water bead. You know, you could just turn, you'd start just moving these colours around. There's lots and lots of colour in there. But we're going to run some of these all around it. In fact, I like to start with a fat one to begin with, so that, let's see, this one's good. Ooh, that one was hot. This is a good one. Have to have a pair of tweezers handy so that when it gets too short. All right, watch this. While you can hold it, move it nice and slowly so that the Latticino has a chance to spread. I don't think I can show you that just at this minute. Then when it gets to this point, you can abandon yourself. Take some tweezers, turn it around, and let's see, pick up another piece. Put it on any old wear. This one's got a little air in it, it's breaking up a bit, just fine with me. Curl it around, let it wander, and give it a little flourish at the end. Take another one. Keep in mind the fact that you want the bead to stay centered, so fill in the places. Ooh, it looks so good. Every time you play with glass, as opposed to making a seriously constructed bead, you learn something wonderful and new about how glass works. Take your frit, drop a little of that in, here and there. I mean, I could go on for hours. I'm just going to show you how it's done, and we'll look at the bead when it's finished, and you'll see it's quite charming. There's the glass, not me, it's just the glass, you know what I mean? It's just the accumulation of all these fun textures. Alright, there's a naughty little piece of red here. I'm going to put that in. Stick it on and let it wander. Let it wander around. Find its place. Oops. There. A little flourish. I'm going to really make this raw. It'll be here. Whoops, forever. But this is it. You see, at the end of the day, you can just gather up all your bits and pieces, swing them into a bead, and people will say, how did that bead get made? But end of the day beads, EOD, end of the day, they're classics. So I'm now going to let this cool. a moment, and then I'm going to change its shape just a little bit. And the flame down. I'm going to take my masher and I'm going to squeeze that beautiful bead. I like to do this because it makes the design into a real pattern on each side. It sort of frames it by making, and these beads are really nice to wear because they sit flat on the body. I don't know if you can see that it makes little rings. When you squeeze it with metal, you get what are called chill marks. They're like round marks in the glass. You must be sure to smooth those out with your flame, because they are definitely the sign of amateur glass beadwork. I'm going to do one more little thing with some bits and pieces. I have some of my Latticino pieces chopped up in this bowl. And I know that some of you who are familiar with my beads will have seen these little explosions. I sometimes call them sea creatures. I just stick them onto the bead like that. And they spread out as they melt. This is a technique that I learnt from a Japanese book on beads. There were just some illustrations and I followed them closely and discovered this marvelous little texture. And the chip kind of closes up at the top. And you can either move it off to the side so it has motion, or you can leave it centered like a rosette. I'm going to finish this bead by signing it. Let me see if I can show you this. I have this friend called Jim Werfel, and he is the most wonderful cane maker. Now, I know how to make cane, and I have made my own, and some of my beads have my own cane on them. But James Werfel makes great cane. And so does Lawrence Stump. Lawrence Stump made my first Spectrum signature cane for me. So there's a confession for you. He taught me how to make cane, and I can do it, but I just didn't want to go through the learning curve. And as long as there are people out there that can make your signature cane, be thankful. So, that's an end of the day bead. Actually, I'm going to heat it with a little more heat. And I'm leaving those two rosettes just slightly proud on the bead too, just to add texture. Let's see if I can show it to you here.